Okay, we are recording. So hi everyone. Welcome to our fourth class of Power Apps Automation. Today our focus will be on model-driven apps. Okay, so last class we focused on Dataverse, which is the foundation for model-driven apps, and today we will be focused on model-driven. So for now, the chat, your microphone is muted, but you can use the chat to make any questions. So feel free to drop the questions in the chat. I will be looking into it. Okay, so our agenda for today is overview of model-driven apps. We'll see how and when to use. We'll see business rule, business process flow, buttons command, pro-dev capabilities and automations, security and demo. Okay. So as I mentioned, last week we focused on the Dataverse, and we saw how powerful, how you can expand, how you should use Dataverse for some important reasons. And today we'll be focused on Power Apps. In the first class, you already have overview and a class about Canvas app. And today we are focused on another type of app that is model-driven app. What is model-driven app? So model-driven apps offer connectivity to Dataverse forms, views, charts, dashboards, and underlying services in familiar. So you have a response experience for users and low-code building experience for developers. So you must use Dataverse as source for model-driven apps. So once you create Dataverse tables, you can easily drag and drop the forms view you need in the apps. We are going to have the demo at the end, so you are going to see how to build the model-driven app. But it is a low-code platform, so it means that you don't need to have a developer experience. You don't need to write code, so you can use low-code. Of course, in case you need to extend, you need to customize something complex, then you might need a developer. But to build a simple app to start, you can use the low-code capabilities. What is the benefits of using model-driven app? So by default, model-driven app is responsive and has the accessibility. So apps have a similar user interface across various devices, from desktop to mobile. Apps built using the model-driven apps studio are automatically responsive and accessible. Yeah, so you don't need to worry with the size of the screen and how this app will look like in a mobile or in a desktop or in big screen. So this is all built in for the apps. So no matter what type of device you are using, the responsiveness will be automatically. So will be his size based on the device. And then we have automatically generated UI. So unlike Canvas app, much of the user interface is determined for you and largely designed by the components you add to the app. So Canvas app, if you remember, you can play the size of the components. You are very focused on the design, so you can change color of a text. You can make a text bigger, or you can do heavily style with Canvas app, but for the model-driven app is automatically generated. So you don't have much control of the style. You have pre-built components where you you can drag and drop, but not much on the design. So it's automatically generate for you, and this is one benefit because you don't need to worry with the style, so you don't need to expand. So all the style, it's built in for you. You can just drag and drop, so you have some control of the layout, so where you place the components, but this is automatically, the UI is automatically generated for you. And then no code development, after you build the components inside Dataverse tables, like the data model and relationship, the build process is rapid due to the rich component focused on no code designers. Um, so yeah, it's simply just drag and drop. So you create a table, then you have the forms, you have the views, and no code development is required, just very rapid and easily to build. And then, of course, we have the pro developer capability. So while the UI is largely automatically generated, pro developers can use tools like web resources, custom page, to customize the app experience, underlining functionality. So for some reason, if your business requirement is to do something complex, you can do, but you need a developer to do it. So we'll see more about what are the pro dev capabilities, but yeah, you can do much. Not necessarily just because a platform is low code, it doesn't mean that you cannot expand using code. So that is the case for model-driven app. Yeah, so let's discuss here a little bit what are the difference between Canvas app and model-driven apps, and when to use one and when to use another. So Canvas app start with a blank canvas, allowing the creator to guide the look and feel of the application. So one thing here that I want you to remember is Canvas app is task orientated. It means that you are not having many. So you usually you build one Canvas app for one specific task, or two, maximum three, but you won't have a process as we have in model-driven apps. So Canvas app, you can style, it's highly customized on the style, but it's usually recommended to task oriented. So you have one specific task that users, because usually we use or embedded into another app, or you use in the apps. So you want to simplify when using Canvas app. This is different when using model-driven apps. So model-driven apps are based on underlining data in Dataverse with a simpler design process through primary interface components, but the difference here is it's process orientated. It's designed to manage complex business process and data models. So we use model-driven apps for a process. So let's say a company has a sales process, a company has a HR process, has a, I don't know, anything, a service management. So usually model-driven apps is for process. You won't build a model-driven apps for one table to do one task. You build for manage many. It's heavily on the data model. So you can add many tables, you can add many process. So yeah, it's process oriented. So this is the main difference between Canvas and model-driven. Okay, we will explore more of that, but I believe this is the key element here to have in mind, the difference, task oriented and process oriented. So now let's explore some functionalities that you have available in model-driven apps to or automated or to extend the capabilities. So one thing that we have is business rule. So business rules allow you to apply logic to forms without writing a code. They provide a simple interface to set conditions and actions for form fields, enable you to automate tasks and streamline process. So you can use model-driven apps very easily. Again, low code, you just drag and drop what you need. We are going to create on the demo, we are going to create one business rule, but you can easily set or clear fields. You can easily show or hide fields, enable or disable fields, validate data and display error message, set field requirements levels. So you can easily drag and drop and play with these rules easily without having to build a code. So let's say for some in some conditions you want to show one field, so you can do it with business rule. You don't need to go and write a code. Use business rule. You want to, for some reasons, you want to enable a field, you can use business rule. Okay, let's move forward. Then we have as well business process flow. So as I mentioned, model-driven app is heavily on process. So some companies can have a complex process with many steps, many stages. So we have a business process flow to guide the user. So you can see business process flows as a guide. So provide a guide for your team to get work done with visualizations for end-to-end business process in a model-driven apps. So define a set of steps for people to follow to make them to the desired outcome for a business process. So here, for example, in the screenshot that I paste here, we have our opportunity sales process. So you can see here, we have first stage is qualify. So then once you are in this stage of the process, this guide will show what is important, what is you must complete in this step. So here, for example, you need to identify a contact, you need to identify the account. So it's a list of must things that you need to complete before going to the next stage. So it's a guidance for the user on the process. So here, I won't be able to zoom in, but let me get another the process. Oh, let me see if I can get a bigger image. Okay, I got it. Okay, let me see here. Yeah. I hope that this is better. Yeah. So here, yeah, it's just this banner on the top. So you can click. Once you complete the must do, you can click next stage and you go to the next step. And then you can make things required. And then this way, using business process flow, you are ensuring that users are following the process, are following what is needed in each stage. And just to validate, it's kind of helping the user, but is ensuring that the process are being followed. So before you move to the develop here, so you can see here, so we have qualify, we have developer, we have propose, we have close. So here we are ensuring that before moving to the develop, you have the contact, you have the account, you have the time frame. So you are following the defined steps for the users. And then the experience, it's also low code, no code. You can expand. But yeah, so this is pretty much of business process flow is. So you can have mix of tables, different tables in the same process, and then you place this guide in the process. Okay, let's move forward. So comments, button comments. So this is another way, low code experience that you can customize your app. So comments drive core applications behavior for model-driven apps. They are buttons users interact with when play apps and resulting actions performed when a button is selected. So here as well, so you can place custom buttons. So out of the box, by default, the app's model-driven app comes already with some set of buttons. So as you can see here, there's new button, delete button, some basic functionality. It comes out of the box. But for some reason, you want to create a new button. Sorry, how do I? Sorry, I hope you guys can see it well. Yeah, so the buttons, you can create custom buttons. So let's say you want to open a new farm, or you want to do something different for your business reasons. So you can, we'll see in the demo today as well. So you can place these custom buttons in different places. So here, if you want to create a button in a view, in a list, you can do it in a main farm. So there is certain places that you can drag and drop a button here. And then there's two ways of customizing the button. So you can use a JavaScript web resource. So you write a JavaScript code, or you can use as well PowerFX commands. So you can play with the formulas, PowerFX formulas, to do what you need with this button. So we are going to explore, but this is just, we are just review some capabilities here. And then pro developer capabilities and automation. So yeah, we do have many low code capabilities, but in certain projects, in certain situations, you might need to expand, you might need to use pro dev capabilities and automations. So we have many options here. So I brought here the ones that are most common to use. So Power Automate flows. I believe the next class, or if not the next week, we'll see about flows. So flows, you can easily automate the tasks as well. So you can add some code. You can have different triggers. So let's say you want to have a Power Automated flow when a record is created. So let's say you have a process that I create one contact, for example. Let's pick a contact. You create a contact, and then your process needs to go into an external source to validate something about this contact. So you build a Power Automate flow to do some external validations or do more complex validations. So you can use a Power Automate flow very easily with Dataverse. So we have many connectors, you have many triggers that you can explore and help you to automate the tasks. Then we have workflow. Workflow is just, let's say, an old version of Power Automate Flow, but it's pretty much about dynamics. So you cannot use workflow to outside Dataverse. So you must use workflow just for simple tasks. So you want to send an email, you want to create a task, you want to update records. So workflow is another option that you might use. Then we have web resources. So web resources, it's a way to extend using code. So write custom code to extend the functionality of the web application client side. This code can be HTML, JavaScript, CSS, XML, and images. And we have many types of image that are supported. So some rules depend if it is a complex rule, or let's say you want to show a HTML code in a form, or you need, I don't know, for some reason you need to do some complex validations in client side. So these web resources are loaded, are executed in client side. But yeah, it's just another capability to extend model-driven apps. And then plugins. Plugin as well is similar to web resource, but there's one difference. So write custom .NET code to execute complex business logic on server side when certain events occur, such as record creation or update. So what is the difference between a JavaScript, web resource, or a plugin? So is the where this will be executed. So plugins are executed in the back end, in the server side, and this is .NET code. Similar is just another way of expanding, another way of customizing experiences. But yeah, plugin is .NET code in the server side, web resources, and client side, browser side. Okay, so just these ways of customizing again. So low code plus pro developer capability as well. Okay, and then before we go to our demo, let's review the security. Yeah, so we saw last class how to create tables, how to create relationship, few things, but I would say the most important aspect is the security. So you have teams, you have people that shouldn't see the whole data, shouldn't see some privilege, some sensitive data, something. So you can do it role based, you can do team based. So there's many capabilities when talking about security in Dataverse in model driven apps. So here, let me say some things here. I will show how to do some of the things. But yeah, one key here is model-driven app Dataverse offers many inbuilt functionalities when talking about security. So here, so yeah, security for ensure data protection and control access. So here we have something. So role-based security. So Dataverse uses security roles to group privileges. These roles can be assigned to users, teams, business units to determine what actions they can perform or on the data. So if you are in the sales team, let's say, you are able to see sales process, sales data. If you are in HR, HR team, you can see HR data and you cannot see sales. So you can define role-based security. And let's say you are a manager, you have a manager role. So manager can approve things, can delete things. So you can model your security based on roles, based on teams, to achieve what you need. But yeah, role based. Then business unit. So business units define security boundaries within an organization. Each Dataverse environment has a root business unit with an option child business units to segment users and data. So you can understand business unit as one big team. So you can have business units and team, and what is the difference? It's just a way that you group things. So you can have your whole company for one business unit. But let's say that if you have a complex business, so let's say you want to split your business units by location. For example, you have a big company and you want to separate the data for location. For example, you have a one part of the company are based in UK, another another location of the company are based in Brazil, another company is based in Nigeria, another company. So you can separate the company, the data, or it can be teams as well. But business units is just a way to group people, to users together, team together, and let's say I am part of business unit Nigeria. I won't be able to see Brazil business unit data. So you can separate the business. So you can define. This is just a way to plan. So when you are building the structure, you say what I want, what I need to build here to make sure I'm ensure the security. So this is just some ways that you can play with this organization structure. Then we have hierarchical data access. So Dataverse supports hierarchical data access structures, allowing users to access data based on their position within the organization hierarchy. So here again, is just another way that you can play with the data access. So let's say you have a manager, you have a supervisor, you have you can play with these roles as well. So only you can ensure that only a supervisor can approve certain things, only a manager. So you can also play with the roles. Column security. Specific columns can be secured to control access at the granular level, ensuring sensitive data is protected. So let's say for some reason you want to restrict only one column. So let's say salary column. So let's say you have a salary column and your HR team will have access to the whole HR tables, but no one will be able to the salary column. So you can define that this column has a security, and only the manager will be able to see this column. So you can also define column security. So you can apply the security in this level in column security. So you have many levels of security that you can apply. And then a column, you can apply security only for one field, one column. And then another thing here as well on the security is cumulative privileges. So access permissions are cumulative, meaning privileges granted through different roles and teams are aggregated to determine user affected access. So here you can be part of more than one team, and then each team will grant some privileges for you. So, and this is cumulative. So let's say I'm part of the sales process, I'm part of the sales team, but I'm also part of manager team. And then I can have both teams privilege. So more teams that I have, more permissions I have, so we can play with the cumulate privileges. So you can have separate teams, separate roles to accumulate privileges as users need. Okay. is very vast. It's very it's we have many possibilities in the security. So security is something we need to plan. So before you are building the app, so always think about security. Okay, I'm building tables, I'm building many things, but what about the security? What about who will access this data? And then depending on the structure of your company, depending on the structure of the business, you can do pretty much everything in terms of security in Dataverse. Okay, any questions? I hope this is all clear. So I know that is many things here, but yeah, I'm just having an overview of the whole model-driven app. So and now we are going to the demo, and yeah, feel free to use the chat as well if you have any questions. Okay, so last class we learned a lot about data modeling and what is important now that we are building the apps. We have the data model in place, so we are going to use our solution that we created last class. So remember, we created 3 tables: equipment, maintenance task, technician logs. So for today, we are going to build an app. We are going to build a business rule, and I will show you a little bit about security as well, how you can work with the security. And then we are just using these things here. Okay, so here let's create a new app. So you just come to our solution, or you just come without solution, you click model-driven app, and then we need to give a name. So let's say here the name will be management equipment. Okay, we are managing the equipment in the app that we are going to build. Okay, and then here you can add a description, and you can mark this to use components from our custom solution, but this is not important for now. So let me create a model-driven app. Okay, so I create an app. So remember, this is a low-code platform, so many things will come as a default for you. So you can easily drag and drop the components, and many things comes pre-built for you. So, okay, so here I have my app. So now I need to add my tables to the app. So here we can add one page, and then when you add a page, this page can have different types. So we can have a Dataverse table, a dashboard, a custom page, a web resource, and navigation link. So you can have different types of page. Let's add here a Dataverse table. And then here, I already created a table, but here easily, in case you forgot to create a table, you can also click here and create a table from here. But I already have the table, so let's pick this table here, equipment. So as you can see here, once I add one page, the app, the structure of the app is visible here in the middle of the screen. So you can see how the app will look like here. And then on the left-hand side, we have the navigation. So here we have many things here. Let me just add the three tables that we will be using. We have equipment, then we have maintenance tasks. So here you can add a table to the app and make it hidden in the navigation. So if you are marked here, the table will be invisible in the navigation, but let's make it visible. Okay, so you see here now we have equipment, you have maintenance task. Let me add one more, which was technician logs. Technician logs. Okay, yeah. As you see here now, we have the app and is showing the tables, the Dataverse tables that I defined. So here you can see some data because I was creating just a few records. But what you can do here, so the model-driven app shows farm and views. So it's pretty much about customizing farms and customizing views. So you can easily, so here, let's say I need one more column in this view. I can click here and add it. So save and continue. So here I can add one more column to my view. So let's say I want to add the description. So this is the way that the users are going to see the data, right? So, okay. The description, and then save and publish. So I'm changing a view here. And then, okay, just let's wait. Just taking a while, sorry. Okay, save and publish, and then let's come back. So let's now change something in the farm. So here we have these three tables. So let's see how the equipment farm will look like. So here you can select the components and then you can visualize how, so here we are in the design experience of a model-driven app. So this is just a preview and you can change things. So let me change here a few things in this farm because I didn't like the layout. So here we are in the design experience. Then after we finish, you see how to display, how it is the user experience. So now let's just focus on this. So here we have the grid view, but I want this to be 2 columns, just expanding here. So I just want to show you here how you can play with the layout. So you can drag and drop things, so you can play a lot here with the layout. Yeah, because as I mentioned many times, model-driven apps pretty much about views and farm. So you just need to add, okay, let me add these things to this. Okay, I'm just drag and drop fields here just to show you. This is the way that we change the layout. So I'm going to delete this section. So you can play a lot with the layout. Let me just save and publish. I hope you had the chance to explore a little bit about creating Dataverse tables and forms and views. But from a model-driven app, it's pretty much it. So you are placing, you are drag and drop the forms that you build and the views that you build. And that's it. So another thing that we spoke was about the command. So let's say for some reason I want to, I want to create a new button in my farm. So then what you need to do is you can click here on these three dots and edit command bar. So here, save and continue. Let me show you how to add a custom button. Okay, so yeah, to edit a command, to add a new button, you can place this in different locations. So you can place in the main grid, you can place in the main farm, you can place in the subgrid. So I'm going to just add one button here into the main grid just to show you how is the experience. So this is also drag and drop. So here are all the buttons that comes within the platform, comes out of the box. So then I'm going to add one new comment here. Okay, so then once you want to add a button, you can create a PowerFX command or a JavaScript command. So I'm going to create a PowerFX just to be simple. And then here we are just customizing the app, but soon we are going to play this app to see how is the final user experience. Just bear with me. Okay, so here I have my new button. So let's say I want to give, I don't know, for some reason, I will have a view equipment button, view equipment. So, and then I can place an icon, a custom icon. I can place a tooltip here. So let's say click here. No, you can add a tooltip description, accessibility tests. So you have many options here to customize your button, but this is just a high level. I'm just showing a high level here, the experience, so it's drag and drop as well. So here, once you create this button, you can open the formula bar. And here you see here at the top is a function. So, and then you can write PowerFX commands here to perform some actions, or if you prefer to go with JavaScript, you can write some code into these buttons. I'm not going to go further with this. I just wanted to show you this experience. Let me save and publish. But you can do many things here in the command, and it is out of the box. So you simply customize your buttons, your commands. Okay, this is saved. So let me come back. So now that we have a basic structure of this app, I'm going to save, and let's see how end users are going to see this app, because this is just this view that you are seeing here is the studio, is the design visualization. So if I play, so I'm okay, I need to publish. So once I play this app, this is how users will see this app. Play. Okay, so now this is our app. So remember, this is a process-oriented app. So it means that we are heavily on data, we are heavily on process. So here is how the users see the app. So if I'm working in this management equipment team, once I log in, once I start my day, I need to work, I came to this app, and then I can do my tasks. So let's say that I want to create a new equipment. Then here I put the name of my equipment. So let's say I have a laptop. So I need to register a laptop in the app in the system. So laptop X, serial number 1234, status available, region Africa. Let's say this is category 2. Then quantity. So let's say we have here 100 of laptops, and then we purchase these today. So save. So here I'm just showing the user experience when using apps, when using model-driven apps. So here I create one equipment. And then here you can see the button that I created as well. So a custom button, view equipment. So these other buttons here, it comes by default. So here we have save, we have save and close, new, deactivate, delete, refresh, check access, assign, flows. So this is all out of the box. This is all by default. So here I create a custom button only to show you. This button is not doing anything because I haven't done much. I just placed this button, but just to show you how you can customize the app. So you can drag and drop components, button, HTML, you can play many things. You can change the layout. So here I have my laptop X. Let me create a new one. Let me create, I don't know, for some reason, I'm going to create here a keyboard, okay? Keyboard Z. And here the serial number, the status, region, Europe, category 1, quantity. Let's say we have 5 keyboards, and let's say we bought these yesterday. So this is the user experience of users working in a model-driven app. And then here you can save and close. It goes back to the previous screen. Save and close. It comes to the view. So as you can see here, I have 3 equipments. So I've been adding. So the view is just a way that you visualize the data that you have. So imagine you have here 1,000 equipment. So within the view, you can filter out and you can create custom views for you. So let's say for some reason here, I wanted to only to see equipment with category 1. So let's say here, I want to filter this out. So I can add columns, but let me edit a filter. So here easily, I can come here and say category. Is it category? Okay, why is not? Sorry, I need to pick equipment. No. What is the category? Categories here, additive filters. And add row. Oh, that's interesting. It's not showing category here. I don't know why. Description. Okay. Maybe this is already filtered. So filter by. You can also filter by like this. Filter by. Then you can have category 1 only. So apply your filtering. But you can edit filters here as well. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see. Category. Okay. Maybe this was something. Let me just refresh this. For some reason, category was not showing. Edit filters, under row. Okay, that's interesting. It's not showing. But let's say name of equipment. I want to filter a name of equipment that contains, I don't know, laptop. I'm working only with laptops. Laptop, then I can apply, and this will be filtered. So you can filter the data as you wish. Let's say you want to see laptops purchased only this month. So you can group by, you can filter. So this is just how users work with the data, how users, because again, this will be heavily data. So we'll have many equipment, many tasks, many data. So you might need to filter. So here I'm just showing how you can play with this data and then you can filter. So I can save this a new view as well for myself. So let's say active laptop. So I can save my views. So every time that I logged in, I can, okay, I have my view. Let me see the laptops created this month, last year, this year. So let me see all the active equipment. Let me see the inactive equipment. So you can visualize the data within the views. And then same experience here. So I'm looking for laptop created today, then I can easily come here and then change. I can, okay, this is not available anymore. So you can make unavailable. You can set this unavailable. I don't know. This is not category 1. This is category 2. Or we don't have 100 anymore. We have 90. So you can, so this is the user experience when working with model-driven apps. And so let's explore a little bit about the grid as well. So here we have equipment. And then we are saying we are manage this equipment. So we are saying that we have a maintenance task. So I'm here, I want to create one maintenance task for this equipment. So task name. So let me say, I don't know, fix laptop. For some reason, one laptop is broken. Okay, we have questions. I will come back to this just right now. So here I'm creating this task for this fixed laptop. It broken. So here I'm going to add a priority, high, low, and then I can add a date here. The status is new. It's a new task. Okay, so then let me save. Here I can, here I can pick one technician. So here I have my contact, so I can pick from another table. So this is the lookup experience. Okay, I want to show you how we have different experience depending on the column type. So here I have a lookup field. So remember last class we saw about relationships. So lookup is the way that we related different tables. So here we have a task and I want to pick one contact. Contact is another table. So let's say Maria is the technician name and she'll be fixing this laptop. So I'm picking data from another table. So I'm relating two things, a task and a contact. So this is the experience of working with lookups. Okay, let me come back here. We have one question. What if we want to link the serial number field to another sheet to see if the laptop is available? How we would do that? This is once the serial number is input, it automatically runs through the serial numbers there to determine if the laptop is available. There's many ways that you can do this. So there is no only on. I cannot say what is the right way of doing this. So the question was, what if I have a dependence of a serial number. I need to go to an external data source, or I need to go in another table. So you can do this in many ways. In many ways, you can have a lookup, a relationship. If your table is within Dataverse, you can have a relationship between these two. So let's say you have a table called serial number, and this will lead the quantity, and you want to pick. You can relate it. If you want to check in an external data source, you can have a cloud automated, a cloud flow that you go to another system to check. So there's many ways that you can do the customizations, that you can check it. It depends on what structure you are looking for, but there's many ways. There's no correct way of doing anything. So it depends on the business requirement, what you want to do. There's different ways that you achieve. So, and here, as you can see here, I have created a laptop for the keyboard. This is wrong, but just to show you how the task will show. So as we have a relationship between equipment and maintenance tasks, so as you can see here, I can have many maintenance tasks for equipments, for one equipment or many equipments, depends on the data model. So if I add here as well, fixed keyboard, then I'm going to say high priority, and this is scheduled for tomorrow, for Monday. Then here, let's say 11:30. Then I don't necessarily have the destination name now. I can leave it blank. So once I save and close, I can see here this task, fixed keyboard task, is related to my equipment. So this is how we link data together, and how is the user experience when working with this app. Okay, so let's see how business rule works as well. So this is, I'm just showing here a high-level overview of the model-driven app, and I want to show you how simple you can enforce a rule, how simple you can create an automated rule. So let's say for the business, let's say every time that you have a task with a priority high, we need to make the schedule date mandatory, because as of now, I can create task one. I create a high priority, but I can leave blank. As of now, I can leave blank the date. So let's say for some reason you want to say, no, every time that a task has a high priority, I must populate a schedule date. It must be scheduled because it's a higher priority. So let's see how we can easily achieve this. So let me close the app and go back to the studio experience, the developer experience. So here, I want to create one business rule. So here, what I need to do, I need to come into my table. So maintenance task is the table, and then here, as you can see here on the tree view, you have the all components that we have for this column. We have business rule. So let me create one business rule here to show you the experience. Okay, so this is the business rule experience, and here we are going to drag and drop components. So here by default, it comes with one condition. So let's say here, I want to say this priority high condition. So then here we have the table, maintenance task, a source entity, and then let's pick, we are building the condition here. So let's say that priority, priority column. So every time that a priority is equals to high, so here I'm marking high. I don't know if this is small for you, but let me make it a little bigger. Yeah. So here, as you can see, I'm picking priority and I'm saying value high. So this is my condition, but this can, you can have many different conditions. So equals, does not equal, does not contain data, contains data, and so on. So you can play a lot with the conditions to automate your rules. So here, yeah, let me pick priority equal high. Okay. So here, as you can see here, I have my rule in place. So now what I want to do is every time that this condition is true, every time that a priority is high, I must populate a schedule date. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to drag and drop this component and set business requirement. So I want to make this field a mandatory requirement. So then I pick here schedule date. Then I'm setting this to business requirement. So every time that a priority is high, I must populate the schedule date. So apply. And then you see here. So here we have this text view. It's just a simple way to view what you are building, because a business rule can be very complex. I can have 2 conditions, 3 conditions. You can do a lot with components here, and this can be complex. So that's why we have a text view here below. You can expand, you can minimize, you can expand this, and same here with this navigation here. It's just a map for you, because this can be a long business rule. So this is just a way that you can navigate your business rule. And then here, okay, so if my condition is met, if my condition is true, I'm doing something, but I can do the same thing, the opposite. So if the condition is false, I can also do something. So let's say I'm going to set this field a non-mandatory. So once the condition is false, I'm going to make the schedule date non-mandatory, not business requirement. So this is just the way that we play with the business rule. So let me save. And then let me activate. So you must activate before testing it. So any questions, everyone? Please. We are having Q&A at the end, but feel free to make any questions. Before we test this business rule, one thing that also is part of the business rule is the scope. So here, as you can see here, okay, I need to deactivate to see the scope. But the scope, let me deactivate to show you this, because this is important. So you need to define the scope of business rule. So here we have entity scope, which is table scope. Here is the farm scope, and here all farms and one farm. So here if I have 10 farms, will be listed here my 10 farms. So what is the meaning of the scope? So it means that when this business rule have to run, when this business rule is running, so this is running for the table. So every time, no matter which farm I am working or which team I am, this will be running for everyone, for the table, has the table scope. But if I want to say I want this business rule to run only for team one, and team one is using farm information. So here we have information, but let's say we have farm one, and then I want this business rule to run only for this specific farm, only for this specific team. So you can set the scope as you need. So in this way, you can let each team to customize the tables, each team to customize the farms as they need. So because let's say I want to customize things only for my team, and I want to keep the rest of the teams not using this rule. So I want to restrict this rule only for my team. So this is just the scope. You can play with when to execute this business rule, basically. Okay, so let me save this. And then will this show a message saying the data is required because you didn't add the show? Yeah, I didn't add any message here because this message of requirement is out of the box. I will show this to you. Yeah, this will show a message. So we are going now to test. Let's test this business rule. Okay, let's activate this process. Okay, so now I'm okay to close this. I'm done. So here you see on the solution components here that we have this business rule. I didn't change the name, but you can add the name as you need. Here you can have different business rule. So now let me come back to the app, and I'm going to play this app. Why you cannot play? Okay, yeah, I can play. So now let me test if this business rule is working. So let me just hard refresh here. Okay, so let me see if it works. Okay, so as you can see here, the schedule date is not mandatory. Okay, this is not required. I can save without populating this, but priority is required. So here, let's say we have a mouse cleaning. I don't know. I'm just inventing. I'm not very creative, but mouse and cleaning. I don't know. And then let's say this is a high priority. So you see here, the schedule date is mandatory now. If I set this to low, schedule date is not mandatory. So, and then if I try to save this without populating schedule date, if I try to save, you see here, schedule date required fields must be filled in. So you cannot save this task without populating the schedule date. Just to answer your question, Olamide, so you see here this message, you don't need to place the message because for the required fields, the messages are automatically for you. Okay, so here you must populate the schedule date. You must populate to be able to save. So once I populate, I can save it. And if tomorrow, for some reason, you realize, no, this task doesn't have priority, so you can lower the priority. And one thing that we could do here is to clean this data as well. So let's say that once we change priority to high to low, we want to clean this data. We can do it. So let's do it. This just to for you to see another action that we have in business rule, and then let me know if you have questions. So let me come back to the business rule here, and then can the message be customized? Yes, you can customize the message. You can place different message. Okay, so let me edit this business rule. Just 1 second, my connection is slow. Okay. We need to deactivate first to do some changes. Cannot start. Okay. Looks like something importing. Let me deactivate. Okay, looks like there's something running in this environment. Never mind. Let me create another one because for some reason I'm not able to add it because it's running something in the background, in the back end. Let me see here. Condition. Let me pick entity and say when we change the priority, when the priority is low, we want to clean the data. Okay, so if the value is low, let's say we want, okay, sorry, I forgot to save. So here, apply, I need to apply my condition. Then let's say I want to clear this field. So here, unlock set field value. So I want to pick the schedule date and I want to leave it blank. Okay, so this one, I'm setting no value here. I can pick one date, I can pick one value, but I want to set to no. And then another thing that we can do is, it's correct. If the priority is low, we are setting the schedule date to no, and then let's make this field invisible, set visibility. And then set visibility, we are saying that schedule date will be no visibility. So once the priority is low, we are hiding this column. And then we can do the same thing here. If the priority is high, one thing that we can do is to set visibility to yes. So here, schedule date will be visible. So here we are just drag and drop some components, but this is the experience of business rules. So you drag and drop what we need. So let me, okay. You have, okay. So let me see here, log set field. I'm not sure why I cannot, I believe why this, because this is clear. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is right. So we have clear option here. So if I want to clear, you can pick here value field formula clear. So I'm clearing this field. Apply, and here we have. Sorry, I need to pick here schedule date. Schedule date will be no visibility, so apply. Yeah, okay. So if the condition is met, it's true, we are setting these things here. Let me save and publish. Okay, so my internet is very slow. Yeah, so looks like something is happening in this environment. Sure. Yeah, this is still processing. Okay, the database. Yeah, so it looks like I have something going on in this environment running in the background. So I will come back to this later. Let me just explain about security, and then we can try to test this again. But for some reason, it is something running in this environment in the background. Apologies for this. Okay, I will try to save this, but I hope this is clear how business rule works and how you can drag and drop components. So feel free to test this in our environment. I really recommend, because this is a easy way to do the rule. So you don't need to write a code. So it's very good low code experience. Unfortunately, for some reason, I'm not able to save, but I can try later. And before we finish our class, so here you saw how is the experience of working with a model-driven app, how you have the designer experience, how you have the user experience here, creating data and filtering and ensuring rules. And then one another thing that I want to show you as well is the security. Let me just give another go here to see. No, okay, never mind. I won't be able to show you this right now. But okay, another thing that was very important that I mentioned was the security. So I won't be able to test the security, because otherwise I will have to have another user, another thing, and I won't be able. But you can test this on your side, but I want to at least show how the security works here. So what I'm going to do, okay, there's one question. Please, I want to know, is the high priority business really still running? Because no, yeah, it's still running. I have the two business rule here. So here, business rule. Yeah, so I have the two business rule here, but for some reason, I'm not able to turn on. Yeah, I was able. So now let me see if I can. Yeah, so I can have multiple business rule for the same table, for the same farm as well. So the problem that I was having was something different, was something because of this environment. Maybe there is some upgrades running in the background. Can the two work simultaneously? Yes, it can. Yeah, yeah. You need to be careful with this as well, because one can conflict to another. Because let's say you have one business rule that's set one field, and another business rule that is triggered when you are setting. So you need to think about how these business rules will coexist to avoid any conflict. But yes, it can work simultaneously. You can have many business rule for any reasons. You can bid as much as you need, but always think about the conflict. I will have conflict because this business rule is doing this and this is doing. How is always test what you are doing. But yeah, you can have the two work. So let's see. Okay, this is active. Good news. So let me refresh and see how is the behavior of this. Okay, let me create another task. Let's say monitor, I don't know, monitor overview. It's just one task. Okay, so what we did, if the priority is low, the schedule date, we are cleaning the schedule date and we are hiding the schedule date. So let me just put a date here to see if this will be cleaning and hiding. Okay, so here, priority low, good. So you see, this is how you easily can automate business rule. So if I set this to high, I'm showing the schedule date without any, it's mandatory. You see the two business rule working together. So I have one business rule that set this to mandatory, and then I have another business rule that change the visibility. So you can have the two business rules. So high, making mandatory, and then I can save it. If for some reason I want, no, this is not high anymore, I want to deprioritize, I can set to low and then save it without any schedule date. Okay, I hope it's clear for you how you can work with the business rule, and there is a lot to offer, easy ways to automate the rules. Feel free to explore these when you have the chance. Okay. So before we wrap up the call and go for the Q&A, let me show the security experience, how we set the security. So here, coming back to my solution, I want to add a new security. So as I mentioned, we have loads of capabilities in terms of security. So attribute masking rule, column security profile, secure masking rule, and then security rule. So we have many things, depends on what you need. So security rule is the most common security enforcement, because you must secure your data. You must understand first which users are accessing what. HR users shouldn't have access to the financial things, so you must ensure that your security is in place. So here, let me just create one security role. So let's say team equipment. So we are saying equipment, because here we are just working with this app equipment, but usually what happens in the real life is, in one environment you have many tables, you have many apps, you have will be big. So that's why for now this is simple, and we just have this equipment app, but in reality you have many other apps, many other tables that you must think about of security. Okay, so here team equipment. So let's say that I want to give permissions to my team to work with the equipment table. So here what I can do is I'm going to search the equipment table, and then here I can set the security for this table. So here I have all the tables in the system, and then you can split the security. So you can split the security as you wish. So let me try to expand this a little bit to show you this in detail. So here what I have. So I have picked my equipment table. So here is just the logical name of this table. Here we have the record owner, because this can be a user owner or a team owner or organization owner. This is just a way that you do your data modeling. And then here, this is what I want to show you. So here you can define what permissions anyone that has this security role will have access. So here we pick equipment, and we are saying, I want my team to be able to create equipment. I want my team to read equipment. I want my team to write, to update equipment, but I don't want my team to delete equipment. So I can restrict the access. So and then we have other things here, append and append to, assign and share. These are just another type of functionalities that we have as well. It's pretty much about how you relate the data, how you share the records. So this is just another thing here that I don't want to expand a little bit more on this, but this is just another capabilities that you have. You can share data, you can assign data, but you also can restrict these capabilities within the security role. So here, you can set whatever you need. So let's say that team, you want to restrict the team to create equipment. So you can easily set as you need the equipment. And here, another thing here is the level of security. There's another thing. This is pretty much about how you designed how your organization is structured, but you can have certain levels of permissions here. So when I said organization, so what I'm saying here, I'm saying that I have the security role that give permission to create equipment for the whole organization. So what this means, that the equipment that I'm creating, anyone in the organization will be able to see it. So I create a laptop, so everyone will be able to access this data, will be able to see my laptop. But in certain reasons, for certain reasons, and depending on the structure, you want to set this as business unit. So remember, business unit is just a different way to split the data, to split the organization. So let's say I'm in the business unit equipment management. So only people within my business unit that are part of my business unit will be able to see the laptop, for example. If another person, let's say we have another team that are part of managing equipment for a different location, but they are separate in a different business unit. They won't be able to see it. So here you can set how people will see the data. Or for example, user, if you set this as user, it means that no one will be able to see my equipment. The equipment are only visible for me. So I can create my equipment. So this is how we play with security for tables in Dataverse and model-driven apps. So you can think about it, how you are going to work with this. So create organization levels, and let's say that you want you only people, only the users that create that equipment can update our equipment. So you can have this, you can have mix for the same table, for the same security role. You can have mix access. You can have mixed different experience. So let's say that delete. So only the user that created that equipment can delete the equipment. So you can set a user. So if you set the delete for organization, it means that everyone, my other teammates, can delete my equipment. But no, I don't want anyone to delete our equipment. For some reason, my business, we are not deleting anything. We are just activating and inactivating equipment. So I'm removing the access for deleting. So you can play. This is how we play with the security in Dataverse. Okay. Yeah, I really recommend you to test this out. If you can create teams, create different users, set different permissions to see how this works. But I hope this is clear. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this class. I'm really glad to be part of Textiler. I'm really glad to have this opportunity to be here with you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. We will stop the recording right now, but I will still be here for any questions. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. Feel free to ping me if you have any questions. And thank you very much for joining this class. I'm going.
How we can customize the error from the business required action. Do you understand? For example, if I want this the users to populate the date when the priority is high, right? And I don't want it to show the out of the box, error message, right? I want it to be customized to my taste. Um, can you show us that? That's my first question.
Yeah, I can show you this. So here, let me just quickly share my screen again. Yeah, so let me just open a business rule here. So here under the action, so I hope I can disactivate. Yeah, so here under the actions, you have show error message. So here, using this action here, you can place the message that you want. So let's say here on the schedule date, you want to say, please, you must populate this date. So here, using this action, you can customize the message that you need to show. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.